Hey guys, welcome back to, what is this? Number 4?
Número 4.
Number 4 of Connie and Tyra's Diner.
How do you say episode in Spanish?
I don't know.
Episoda? How do you say
I don't know.
That's
I
a good
speak
question.
Spanish,
Somebody
but
put
I don't
it
know.
in the comments. Episoda. I'm going to say cuatro de episoda. There you go.
Episode, I don't think is it.
Well, it's
But
for
anyway.
me.
So just to give a shout out to everyone who watched our first episode. Huge love. I was really grateful to see who subscribed and
Likewise.
who is viewing it, and whoever shut us down for whatever nonsense. We're just gonna keep coming back better.
Yeah.
See, that's what happens. If you want to come and challenge me, I will come back better. So it went live and we were getting like a nice amount of views.
Right.
When I went back to look at it, YouTube took us down, saying something with security guidelines and
Suspicious
activity.
The whole page.
The whole page got taken down. So whoever thought that was a good idea to report us for suspicious activity when we didn't do anything and didn't speak of
At
anything
all.
foul, I love my haters. They fuel me, just so you know. Anyway, so let's get back to business.
Well, before you do that, I just want to say, just a few words. It's right here in my throat.
Few words from your sponsor.
It's just right here, just in my throat. I just feel like, it's just fitting to say. Bless your heart, you tried it. Proceed, please.
They don't want to see you win, like my boy DJ Khaled said.
Sad.
So it is. But anyway, I'm like really excited that they're finally starting to drop.
Yeah.
And I'm getting I like the views and I like the feedback. People are texting me. The comments that are on Instagram when they saw it, I love
Right.
it. So shout out to all the people who viewed and everything
Absolutely.
else.
We're grateful.
Hopefully you guys can give us some topics that we can discuss, because we
Yeah.
just be sitting here talking about.
Just things that we would
Just
talk
things
on
that
if
we're
it
talking
wasn't
about.
a camera in front of us.
So it's only Tuesday, but it's been a week.
Word.
So I had a situation that happened yesterday to me that literally threw me off. But anyway, I've spoken about this before. My brother passed like 4 years ago. It's going to be 4 years this month. And I've been having a hard time lately just with things, just life.
Right.
Life has been lifing a little
For
bit.
real.
But I'm trying to get through it. I'm trying to get myself through it. So I know we talk about here all the time of like God and spiritual things. Like you guys can substitute God for whatever you want to substitute.
your higher power.
Your higher power, your infinite, whatever. But anyway, I have been really, really, really trying to get it get a path going, because I feel like I'm kind of like stuck in certain things. And it's like I don't know what direction to go in. And the last time I felt like this was like probably 4 years ago when I didn't know what was going on. Like that was COVID happened, my brother passed, things were shutting down.
Yeah.
Everything like came to a change, and like it was the fuel again. Like I said, when I'm being challenged, it usually is a fuel for me to change.
Right.
But I think I got comfortable again, and I've been feeling stuck. I've been feeling whatever. So yesterday morning, I woke up, my usual routine. I woke up, I did certain things, and then I went to lay back down. And I couldn't fall back asleep. And I was like, you know what? I have to be up early for my hair appointment. It's not even worth it for me to go back to sleep. I put on a YouTube video. I ended up falling asleep watching this YouTube video. In this time that I fell asleep, I had a dream of work, because I always dream of work. Yes, I'm there too much. I dream of work. I was dreaming of making a salad. And while I was making this salad, I was cursing out the girls who work for me, saying, these girls never freaking fill their stuff. Anyway, I was doing my normal
I
stuff.
bet you thought it was reality.
I
for
really
real.
was real. I was really making a salad, and this salad felt real.
What kind of salad was it,
A
friend?
Caesar salad.
Oh,
And I was
okay.
pissed off because there wasn't grated cheese on the bottom. So I had to go fill it. It was a real dream of me making a salad. In this dream, my brother, who passed away, was in this dream. And I heard his voice, and I heard his voice clear as day, I turned around and I was so happy to see him clearly. He hugged me, and if anyone who's watching this knew my brother, knows my brother's hugs used to like crack your ribs. He was just like that.
He was
big.
a tight hugger.
He was like that just big type of guy. He was just big, like big, and like not the like I'm rough. He's like 10 times as rough as me, but would like hug you where you felt that hug, and I felt it, and then I heard him talking to me, and then I woke up. Well, when I woke up, I was a wreck. Like from my chest, I was crying, and all these emotions started flooding, and all these feelings. I literally cried for like 6 hours straight. Like anytime I rethought about it, I kept crying. So I went about my day, because no matter how bad life is lifing me or how bad I feel, I still continued to do what I had to do. I got up, I went to go get my hair done because I had an appointment. I went to work. I did everything that I had to do. But something happened in that dream. You ever like ask God for guidance, just to show me the way, and it's like nothing's happening, and then like this monumental thing happens,
and it shakes you,
and
you're not the same after,
you
don't feel the same.
And that's what I think happened to me yesterday morning, because it's like, listen, I hate the gym. Let's be really clear about this. Me and the gym are not two things that really go together. I'll make 1,000 excuses. I'll work 70 hours before I want to go to the gym.
And walk 22,000 steps.
And walk like 30,000 steps on a Friday and not think about it. But to go to the gym is like pulling my teeth out. Yesterday morning, as I'm crying and getting ready for my hair appointment, something pushed me. It was like, first of all, my brother was big in the gym.
Yes, he was.
Big in the gym, big with diet, big with this, big with that. And he used to like annoy the hell out of me. But I got my gym clothes. So I was like, all right, I'm going to bring them. I was like, you know what, let me bring them. Maybe I'll just go after work. And I went to work, and I went to the gym. This morning, I got up.
Look at God.
And I went to the gym. And I said, this isn't me. This is not me. This is just someone's pushing me. And I don't know if you guys believe in that or whatever, but I felt inspired to tell you this, because when you think God is not listening to you, he's listening to you. It's just, you have to quiet yourself enough to hear what he's saying to you. And he brings different people to relay these messages.
Oh, yes,
now,
absolutely.
Yesterday happened to be where he sent me my brother, and that's a soft spot for me. And it opened up a whole can of emotions that I thought were dormant, but they weren't. And it was rough yesterday, I'm not gonna lie, but it did something to me. And it's like it restored my faith. And not that I stopped like having faith, like
your faith gets tested during,
because your faith gets tested during certain things. Like when he passed, like my faith was tested. Like I questioned God, so like what are you doing? But so that's not where I was mentally this point. But it was like, it showed me like, you know what? I might think God's not watching me or listening to me or whatever, but he answers. So I think what's important is to realize like, we don't always have it together. Like,
what?
We do not always have it together. And you might look at me and think like I'm not really an emotional person in certain things. I'm very like strong in certain areas, but like I'll be going through it.
Absolutely,
and,
we all. You're human.
And it's like,
you would be a liar, friend, if you said that.
Yeah, like it's hard for me to give away control. It's hard for me to like surrender. But like lately, I'm just like, God, I don't even know what's going on.
Girl.
So show me what I need to know. Yeah. Show me. So I'm just here to say, if any of you are going through like really dark times, because we've all been there, know there is light somewhere. Know that whoever you choose to speak to, pray to, whatever, they are listening. It's just, you got to listen and wait. Like it's you got to surrender. And I think in surrender, it's the hardest part. It's because you want to just solve it. As humans, we want to solve everything. Yeah. But if you surrender and you genuinely surrender,
Because you could say one thing and
you
do
can
another.
say one thing and still like and like
hold on out of
hold
fear.
on. They call it like white knuckling. I remember like there was like whatever, like the AA program, like they call it white knuckling, trying to go through getting clean, white knuckling. And it just means like not reaching out for help, not going to the help that you need. It's called white knuckling through it. And I find myself doing that. I just want to like white knuckle through everything. Like, I got this.
Woo!
Like, I got this.
You preaching.
But sometimes I think the strongest thing we can do
is surrender.
And say, I don't have this. Like, I don't have this. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know if I'm on the right path, if I'm not on the right path, if I'm doing the right thing, if I'm not doing the right thing.
Yeah.
And whoever's going through a dark time, there is always even if you think you're alone, there is always someone who is willing to be there or listen, or
absolutely.
It could be a stranger.
Yo, it's true, because in certain situations, people that I would never expect, or people that I was like literally surprised, like,
yeah, like sometimes something that they could just say is a message, but you have to listen, because we're too busy. Our minds are so busy with thinking of solutions, and it's like we're not listening to messages. And sometimes like people just have the message and they answer for you, and it's like we're not listening.
But you know what? Sometimes, friend, because like I said, I'm going through things and have gone through things and stuff like that. It's sometimes it's not listening to the message. It's sometimes you're literally so deep, not even knee deep. Sometimes you're waist deep, neck deep into things that you really don't even have the capacity to hear or to stay still, because, you know, you may be going through something tough, and, you know, anxiety kicks in, fear kicks in, anger kicks in. And I'm the type of person, we always say this all the time, I don't believe in coincidences. And for a lot of people, I knew Connie's brother before I met Connie. You know, we had someone mutually that we knew, and I met her brother, and I was able to experience those hugs that she talked about. You know what I mean? Like, I was able to receive that, you know, and sometimes I even say it to myself, and sometimes I said it to her. I'm like, I wish she was able to see me and him interact. Like, he was a DJ, and, you know, he was DJing a Sweet 16, and I came in, and he didn't see me probably 2 or 3 years. The way that he embraced me, you would have thought I saw him last week sitting at his mother's dinner table. Like, that was the type of warm, big personality.
He was full of life.
He was full of
emotion. And it's like, I know God knows I'm stubborn as hell, and I'm thick-headed, I'm strong-willed.
But God knows what to use to get to you.
Yeah, and he knew that's how he was going to get to me. Like, there was no other way that he was going to get to me other than the way he got to me. And something in me, after all that crying I did.
And you needed it, friend, because she's not, let me tell you something, she is not a crier. Like, I'm the one that cries for the both of us. I cry when we happy. I cry when we sad. I cry when we angry. I do the crying for the both of us.
It's like, as I did so much crying, but after that.
Did you feel like a release? Did you feel like a burden lifted from you crying? Because sometimes you need a good cry.
I honestly was shocked that I had that much crying left in me, because I haven't cried like that in probably 4 years. That's
why you had so much, because you haven't.
I haven't cried in like years like that.
Right.
And it like came from my chest.
Yeah, I get it.
And when I kept thinking about it, and I said, something shifted in me. And I say this all the time. It was my brother's death that made me change
and look at life
different. And God knew that was the only way to get me to relook at life different.
It's true.
And I'm grateful for it.
Right.
Like, the first thing that I did after I opened my eyes, and I said, this was not a dream.
No.
This was not a dream. This was a message. And all I kept saying, I was crying, but I was like, thank you. Thank you. Like, just thank you. Like, thank you. I needed that. I don't know. And I lost it. Like, if I thought about it, I started crying.
Right.
If I talked about it, I started crying.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Which is fine.
But something in me
clicked.
And it happened to me 4 years ago, and I always say this. If anybody talks to me, they'll tell me, oh, you look so different, this and that. No, because something clicked in me then, and it was the same thing that clicked in me yesterday morning. And it was like that push that I needed again. So I'm saying that all to say is we all go through dark times. And I know sometimes people think like it's just dark.
Yeah.
But listen, ask for signs, ask for the way, and you will get it. Absolutely. You just have to listen, like surrender to it.
Yeah, that's the hardest part.
And surrendering is hard. Surrender and be present. Two really, really hard things to do when you're constantly on fight or flight mode. And I have been in fight mode probably
survival.
The majority of my life.
Yeah, that's survival.
And I now got, like, I started realizing lately I was in freeze mode. That I was just like hanging on for dear life. And I think it was fear.
Of course. Fear grips you in ways.
Like I didn't want, like, I just felt like fear.
Yeah,
I felt like if I did the wrong thing or made the wrong decision, I can lose everything again or put myself in a position to lose everything.
And it gave a lot of anxiety too, I'm sure.
And I just froze. And I think I needed, and I'm, like I said, I am not an easy person to, like, when I put my head to something.
You determined.
It's a wrap.
Yeah, you're determined.
But he knew exactly how to get to me.
Yeah, that's God.
And I'm grateful for that. So just listen.
It's true.
Surrender and listen, and you will find a way. And no matter how dark you might be in a place, if you surrender and listen, you will get an answer. You will get a direction. You will find a way. It's just we don't surrender and we don't listen. And we want the answers like right there and like in black and white. We don't get them that way. Unfortunately, we don't get them that way. But if you surrender and you listen, like I keep asking, like I have been asking for months, like what is my higher purpose? Like tell me what my higher purpose is, because sometimes I just feel like lost.
Yeah, of course.
Like what is my higher purpose? Like how can I be the best version of me? And it's like,
you need guidance though, friend. You can't do it on your own.
You know, and I keep saying like, what's my higher purpose? Like, what is the best version of me? Like, what does the best version of me look like?
Right.
And I needed to realize that the answer is not outside. The answer is in me.
Within.
And if I can't give myself what I want someone else or others to give me,
right?
What are we doing?
That's
here?
what I'm saying.
And we fail to do that.
Of course, we don't know how.
No,
sometimes
like we fail to give ourselves what we want from other people, but we're not giving it to ourselves
because we feel like it's selfish. And I can say that for myself. Like, there's a sense of feeling, you know, selfish. Like I'm asking for too much.
Yeah, I'm asking for too much. But it's like, give that to yourself. And if you don't get it from anyone else, it don't matter because you gave that to yourself. And that's where we humans mess up. And I think women are probably more apt to do that.
Well, we're more emotional creatures by nature, I believe, as well. So
like, if I want to, like, I'm asking God for my higher purpose. I'm asking God for what's the best version of myself.
And he's giving it to you, friend. He's just telling you to stay still and listen.
But I'm not following like what is being said. And like the gym is something simple, but like I said, me and the gym are just not, like, if I'd never had to go to the gym, I'd be cool.
No, I get it.
But it's holding me accountable for myself.
And consistency.
Yeah, like it's holding me, if I say I'm going to do something, it's holding me accountable.
Right,
and I think that's, like, I can't expect you to be held accountable if I'm not holding myself accountable.
Understood.
So I'm like, as much as that affected me in a certain way, it was needed. It was the answer that I needed. And it came to me the way that God knew I was going to listen, because I think he's been trying to tell me.
But he knew this was going to sit you down and let
I think
you
he's
process.
been trying to tell me, but like I just keep wanting to do it my way.
No, you keep moving and you just all over the place.
Like I keep wanting to do it my way, and my way ain't working.
No, and it's crazy because, like I said before, and she says it numerous times, sis is not an emotional being at all.
At all.
So, you know, I'm over here Listen, I'm over here with 3 kids, 3 boys in the morning. And let me tell you something. I have 3 kids, 3 different schools. So just imagine what my morning is like. You know what I mean? So I'm over here getting this one ready, getting Justin ready. His bus is outside. Then got to go back, getting Jacob ready or whatever. So I'm looking at my phone. So one thing we do every morning, we wish each other a good morning. We don't say it in the nicest way, but we say it, the way we say it.
Right.
So I'm getting a voice note. And I'm like, okay, maybe she's telling me something funny happened at Restaurant Depot or something like that.
It was 7 a.m. Right.
I wasn't even out. So listen. Then I'm like, I hear her crying.
Crying.
Right. And the thing is, let me tell you something. She never cries. Like, it has to be a good reason for her to cry. Yeah. So I'm getting a voice note 7 o'clock in the morning. And see, me, when she cries, it's like she said, a switch came on when her brother, came and made an encounter to her. A switch goes off when I hear her cry. It was like, TDG, like, what's the problem? Where do I have to go? And you know what I mean? And I'm like, oh my goodness. So I'm like, okay, I remember she had a hair appointment and stuff like that. And let me tell you something. I'm the mom that they get into school. I may not be the most well put together in the morning. Like, sis have her bonnet on. Sis got on her sweats and her Crocs, but those kids be in school and the snacks be in. So I'm like, after that, I'm like, oh my God. So when she's emotional, I feel like as my friend, it bothers me. When someone is going through something and you call yourself a true friend, especially when you call them family, you're not just going to let them feel a certain way and just leave them there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, dropping Jacob off. That's the last one, 8:30. I'm going into the florist. I was like, okay. I said, she said her place is in Clifton somewhere before. Let me tell you something. And I hope this is a close-up shot. Sis found her.
She found me. She walks into the salon
with my bonnet and my Crocs on with flowers. Friend, you hurt, I'm hurt. But I'm going to make you laugh before everything is all over.
Crying, sending her the voice note.
But listen to this. And I didn't even mention this to you. And it was just like a wow moment. Last Tuesday was when I went to Justin's appointment.
Yeah. I was like, wait, what was last? Because every day.
Let me tell you, last Tuesday was one of the hardest days of my life. I got a report. I don't want to get into it, but it was just something like, as a mom, when we're talking about like the sense of control, and I'm naturally the fixer, and it's something that I couldn't fix. But like she just said, sometimes God puts situations in your path, and you have to take the emotion. You listen, sis gonna cry. One thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cry, but I'm gonna process after I cry. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I was processing everything, and I said, okay, God, this literally I have to put in your hands. I can't change it. I can't fix it. I literally have to give this to you. And it was so crazy because she was telling me, she had this encounter with her brother, and I'm scrolling on Facebook, and I'm scrolling through old stuff or whatever. Guess what comes across? I didn't even tell her this. Your brother's message. He messaged me.
Oh, and Justin.
He was like, what is the exact diagnosis? Because her brother, holistically, he did a lot of things. He was into fitness.
Yes.
And, this was like
organic,
in the beginning. Yeah.
Don't eat certain things.
Right.
But when I tell you, me and him were really different.
And I was just like, with everything since last week, I've been like talking to God, like, God, just give me some type of peace. Give me some type of understanding. Not saying to change it, because even though you go through certain things in life, I feel like even though you may not understand it, and that's where the scripture says, my ways are higher than your ways, my thoughts are higher than your thoughts, God knows. And this is just my belief. And I feel like, I just wanted some type of peace to come up so I can just get through this process, because it's obvious it's for a reason. So I'm scrolling through Facebook and I see this message, and it just gives me goosebumps. And it's like, give me the exact diagnosis of your son, because the last time we spoke, I was telling him about, and this was 10 years ago. And it's like, wow. And I say all of that to say, God doesn't make any mistakes. No matter how hard It is. And I'm saying this to myself because this is stuff that I'm learning as I'm going through. And even though we may want certain things to change or wish we didn't have to go through or endure certain things, it makes us. And I'm learning to, as you said, just like, God, I trust you. Because I would say, like, I trust you. And then the next minute, I'm over here freaking out.
Trying to control it.
Yeah, trying to control it, trying to fix it. And this was a situation that I literally, my physical being can't fix. But I have to have faith and trust. And just having that confirmation, I took your brother's message as a confirmation. Because here we are, 10 plus years later, you the closest person to me. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, wow. And I say all of this, if anyone is going through things in life and it's like one thing after the other, because it was a point in time, like, it was like coming in waves. And it was like, as soon as I got afloat, something else came to knock me down. But let me tell you something, through the journey of it all, you learn to appreciate things, people. You learn to value people, appreciate things, because sometimes people have that mixed up. They'll value things and appreciate people and not appreciate people. You know what I mean? And it's like, God will put you in certain situations for you to sit, process, think. And then after all of that, because, you know, that could be just the first and last step for everybody. But what you going to do after? What changes are you going to make?
Yeah.
And I believe he uses things to change us or to enlighten us, to say, hey, I am the light. Like, follow my path. It's already written, but you have to trust me. You sitting up here taking detours when I'm the best GPS that's going to get you to your destination.
At the end of the day, we are humans. We have free will, but it's like, if you really ask for guidance and you really surrender to it.
Yes. That's the hard part, but it's the most rewarding.
You'll have the guidance. You'll see the guidance. You'll get that nudge, that intuition, that something. Like, in my case, like I said, I'm a little bit harder.
She say that, but
like, I'm a little bit harder because I really like to control things. But
yeah, because I think that's just, you know, that's what life threw at you. Yeah. You had no choice. It was either sink or swim.
So with me, the message has got to be like in my face. But when you're going through dark times, as much as you really think like no one's there or no one's listening, like, surrender. For real. You will hear a message somehow,
and God will give you signs too, because let me tell you,
we just, I don't think sometimes see the signs.
Yeah, but and that's something. It's a process, just like everything else. Just like, you know, with everything going on with me, I guess because I've always dealt with everything myself, that I just was so used to just internalizing and keep going, but it would show up in different ways. Yeah, and it was like now, and I remember. Because let me tell you something. One thing about me, I joke all the time. That's my coping mechanism. It's a trauma response too. I have to make jokes to make light of things. You know, you ever heard of the phrase laugh to keep from crying? Like, that's what I do. And it's like, you make jokes and you make light of things and everything like that. But at the end of the day, it's like, you got to keep going. You got to, you know, and me being vulnerable, I pray consistently. Like, I pray, and then God always sends me messages. And I remember God was telling me, like, you're gonna have to be vulnerable in this season. And even though I'm a crier, but as far as opening up, that's a hard thing for me. And I just started talking about certain things with my life and stuff, and you will not believe. And like I said, when God blesses you with something, before he does, he blesses you through people. And I am a big believer of that. And then just like you said, the words, the support, the little things. And I always say love is an action verb. You know, people could say that over and over,
really,
but
loosely.
You will feel the love. And it was like the love and support that I'm getting from, like, you know, the schools in my town. It's like, wow, like, you're looking at yourself a certain way and people admire you getting up every day and keep moving.
I think, getting on that love subject, I definitely think that is a loose term people use. Like, My kids are right here. Like, well,
why
one
she
of them
still
is here.
talking while I'm singing? This is how much
always singing.
she's so used to me singing.
I will tell my kids I love them, but on a, like on a text or what an occasion.
Yeah.
But I am not like the mom who every time she hangs up is like, I love you.
Oh, you talk. First
I
of
love
all, you talking about me?
I love you. Like, I'm just
Come
not
look at
that
her.
mom. And then sometimes I'm like, I wonder if my kids like really realize like I love them. But
Of course.
that isn't my thing. Like, I'm not really a words person.
Yo, I
in
have to
that.
like put her in a headlock to get a hug, but that's another
But
story.
like, I will show you with everything that I
Everything in
have
me.
that I love you.
Yeah, everything in me. See, I'm more of an expressive person, and I get that. But I'm the type of person, I know you probably seen it on social media, the clip where it's like the two different friends and you basically wrestling them to the floor for a hug. That's what I got to do for her. And it feels awkward because she's like, hurry up. But, love is expressed, I believe, in different ways.
Yeah, and
Love
I
is
think
expressed in
people
different
think like
ways.
people say it so loosely, and I think that's
It loses the value of it.
It does.
It loses the value.
I
Yeah.
think love is what you show. Love isn't.
Yeah, but sis gonna tell you. I tell my nieces and nephews. I tell my children I love them. I'm just a
I am
person
not
because
that mom.
you know what it is. I lost so many people that at the point because I wasn't always like this. See, it's always a story behind something. I grew up in a household where I barely heard the word love, and I grew up being that same way. So I lost people that I truly, truly loved, and I never said that to them. And I still, to this day, it comes across my mind like, do they know the capacity of love that I had for them? So I felt like that was something that I needed to change, for me.
Yeah, I get
everybody
that.
has their
No,
thing.
I get that.
Yeah.
I just it's for me, like, you're gonna know I love you by how I act with you, what I do for you, like how I show up for you. But like, I am not that mom where I can say like I tell my kids I love them on a frequent basis. Like, I'll tell them I love them, but like I'm not like that
But that's
every
real.
time I talk
And
to
you're-
them.
and I'm
Even
sure
like
you're
my
not the
my
only
own
person that's
mother.
like that.
Like, I love my mother. Clearly, she's my mother.
That's my friend.
She's a wonderful person, but I don't know.
Nona
It's
still got to
just-
make me lasagna. Speaking of which, and those potatoes and what's that other what kind of steak that is? She make
skirts.
yeah skirt steak
She was on a roll last night.
for real. Let me tell you something. Sis can make 17 plates and be like, I don't think that's enough. You think that's enough?
Last night she makes Monday we have our Monday night dinner, and she makes like 5 different things. But anyway, yesterday she went to put something in the microwave after we already all ate, and there was shrimp in there. She's like, "Why didn't you guys remind me? Like, we didn't even know you made that."
Right. Well, first of all, where's mine? I'm
like,
gonna ask that. I got the
Always
mic.
tell me to
You
look
making me
in the
mad.
meat.
Where's
Always
the
tell me to
shrimp?
look in the microwave. Like, oh, okay.
But where's the shrimp?
It was home, but only
Where is it now?
Probably in a refrigerator.
Sick of y'all. Anyway, I could have had that with a nice wild cherry Pepsi.
Well, we invite you, but you show up 2 hours late, and that's for another discussion.
Blame my mind, not my heart. Anyway.
So anyway, that was a free. How would you say?
Freestyle?
Freestyle. That was a freestyle because we really didn't know what we were going to talk about. But that just happened yesterday, and I felt the need to like talk about it, because if it was yesterday, there was no way I was talking about it because I would start crying, and we weren't getting anywhere in this conversation. But moral of the story is, listen, surrender and listen. Ask for help, surrender and listen, and you will get the guidance that you need.
Word. And just hang
There's
in there.
always someone listening, and there's always someone willing to help you. No matter how dark you think it is, there is light somewhere.
Yeah. And hang in there. Better days are coming.
They are.
Listen, you have to, let me tell you, when you ask for a garden, you got to endure the rain sometimes for the flowers to grow.
As my friend said, January's been some year.
Let me tell you, January came in with hands. February thinks she gonna talk some junk too, but guess what? I'm swinging back. It's the 6th, but I'm swinging back. But like I said, hang in there. Things do get better. Speak out. Don't internalize anything. Like I said, it comes out in different ways, and just know, anything that's presented to you and put before you,
and
can get through it.
Stay tuned for our next episode. And if you try and take us down again, you're gonna have a problem.
You know, this is supposed to be a good family show, a good, clean Christian show.
I didn't swear.
But we got thug life over here because she got 3 curls in her hair because she got her hair done yesterday.
I didn't swear. But don't play with me. Bye, guys.
Bye, y'all.